Thank you there for that little intrusion. Now, here, folks, we got a brand new topic for to talk about tonight. This man here is one of our men in our studios who supports a very big pride movement, a movement that actually helps in a lot of ways. I give you the host to talk about it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate the introduction for Pride Rights. I might be the only one talking about this, but you never know. You guys might
Well, then
bump in
again,
every once in a while.
here is the true question that I bet you some of our viewers are wanting to know. Is like, what does this movement stand for other than, asexual, bisexual rights?
Freedom of one person's choosing.
Okay. Now, is there any certain way that this group helps out in community at all?
Yeah, there's multiple ways. There's multiple ways. Uh, a gay man can help out the community, or even a lesbian woman. You never know. It's up to people's decisions and choices.
Yeah, that I can see that mainly due to the fact that just even though I may be a Christian man, and though it says in the Bible that it should be same gender, but to me, it's your life. Do what you want with it, even if it screws it up. That
Bring
was your
out
decision.
your own creativity.
Yeah, and that's what the world really looks for today is creativity. They want to see your side of the spectrum.
Now, what do you mean by my side of the spectrum?
Well, mainly due to the fact that, most of the people, if you look clear back in the 1900s, were used to dating the same gender. It wasn't until you got about somewhere in the late 1900s, early 2000s, that this started popping up more and more. And it's now gotten so popular, in fact, that the Boy Scouts have incorporated a diversity merit badge required to make it to Eagle. And what are your thoughts about that?
Expression in their own way.
Because, yeah, the diversity merit badge, in my opinion, is a good addition. It lets people get introduced to this sort of mindset, even though, there's not going to be everybody that's going to agree with it. But yet, it's such an interesting way of life.
Sometimes it's seeable as made for the community instead of a single person.
Yeah. In fact, Cruiser, you've been kind of silent through this. What are your opinions on it? Cruiser?
Just give him a
Yeah,
minute.
repeat that question again.
I was saying, what are your views on this? This whole equality of everything.
Mm. I don't know. Um, I'm really not used to asking those questions.
That's just completely fine, Cody. I mean, Cruiser, you're like me. You get it.
Hmm.
You somewhat understand it, but yet you're not in that spectrum of life, so you can't fully understand it unless you ask the pros, like we just did.
Hmm.
Then
Yeah.
again, with all that aside, and that little, uh, how should I put it? I'm just going to put a light introduction into the second half of our show here. Now let's move on with the next part, with Blumhouse continuing production on the FNAF movie, which has gotten a lot of FNAF fans all reared up to the finish of this movie, myself included.
Yeah. Now, if you want, elaborate your opinion on the whole FNAF community.
Well, mainly due to the fact that so far the series has actually gotten very popular, even to the point where it's got four spin-offs, a whole bunch of main series, and if I remember correct, like four
Fan
separate
fiction.
books. What's this you're talking about?
Fan fiction.
Okay,
Another way
so
people can express their creativity. A fan fiction.
yes, this is another version of it. But yeah, with this
I've
movie, apparently it's supposed to take place in the first three games of the series. So anything past FNAF 4, it ain't gonna go into it.
I got one question. So um, I forgot his name, but what's his name that made
Scott
the FNAF?
Cawthon.
What's that?
Scott
Scott
Cawthon.
Cawthon.
All right. Isn't Scott Coffin who made the oh, what was the game? Um, oh, the Joy Creation. He's the one who made that, is he?
Yes.
Did he make
No,
that
that's
game, or
somebody else. I
oh,
wish it
somebody
was
else made
though.
the game?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
looks so close to his style is the good part.
Hmm.
You can really see it in the gameplay.
Yeah, 'cause like I said, if literally you can get the king of FNAF to literally play your games, that's when you know it's close to Cawthon's style, or at least in a good spectrum.
No.
Which I do know a YouTuber that used to play all the FNAF games, which you already guys know what I'm talking about, but
Of
Are
course.
you talking about one of the
which
most famous YouTubers out there?
can you guess what his name is?
Oh, no kidding. Most
Markiplier.
likely Markiplier. The king
Yep,
of FNAF.
there you go, man. I love it when he plays those games because
He expresses his
which
creativity for the
which
game.
like Markiplier did say that. Well, I wouldn't say he did say, but go to
Yeah,
Scott.
all credits go
That's
to
what
Cox,
he
to Scott. Scott
he
was the
said.
one. What were you
I think
saying,
he
Trudy?
said. I think he said that. I think he said that no credits go to him, but all the credits go to Scott. Because he's the one who made the game and stuff. You know.
Yeah, he was the one that actually improved them over and over time. Different mechanics, so that way it wasn't the same thing.
Hmm.
Better, scarier ambiances. Like my God, I can't tell you when Sister Location came out. My God, but seriously though, just like Markiplier put it, there is no other character like Foxy. Foxy though, he's a big old bag of dicks. Okay. Like the second game, my God, I couldn't escape him no matter how hard I tried.
Hmm. You know
But
what?
with that, glad to see that the movie's finally in production once again after going from Warner Bros. To Blumhouse, having its script rewritten, and multiple delays.
How come they had delays trying to make the movie?
The whole
Well,
pandemic.
yeah, it was multiple things,
Hmm.
mainly due to the fact that they had to switch from Warner Bros. Blumhouse because they wouldn't go with Scott's way for some reason. They wouldn't listen to him.
Huh.
Now, since we're on the whole topic of games, how do you feel like video games have evolve as a whole.
Oh, yes,
Mhm.
definitely. I mean, look at where we first came with the Atari, the first system ever released. I mean, all you had was mainly something that resembled Galaxia, and then you had something that resembled Space Invaders at the same time. You had a few other early ones, but they were just mainly like your 8-bit systems. Then you come to the NSES and Genesis era. We got the 8-bit, then the 16-bit. It's improved over its years. Like, I mean, who can forget the classic, the Nintendo Wii? To me, the greatest Nintendo system that ever existed since the N64 and the GameCube.
Well, the Nintendo Wii
Actually,
had some 3D games. It was in all
Well,
single
maybe.
pixels.
Yeah. And it had one of the most revolutionary moments of all gaming, motion tracking.
It was the life of sensors.
I
Sensory.
Yep,
gotta
the
say,
start of sensors and the greatest time for a 2000s kid to be alive.
Yes.
I gotta say, my favorite game that came from the Nintendo Wii is probably Indianapolis 500, which I got that game when I was probably around, I say about 4 because that game is about it's that game is pretty old, it, which I do think that game actually came out back in 2000. I'd say 2009, I think, or 2008. But
Yeah, it's
but I
about the age when I got Lego Star Wars the complete series for the Wii. That was godly. That was before they brought in those stupid talking parts to it and just ruined the whole thing.
Do you mean the cutscene?
Well, the cutscenes before in Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga didn't have any talking. It was at most grunts. But then you got like Lego Jurassic World, sure included all the movies from the Jurassic Park series, but just
It
they
mostly
incorporated
included
too many
dialogue from the
they
movies.
yeah, they incorporated too many jokes in my opinion. In the Complete Saga, you didn't see very many random jokes. But in the Jurassic World one, you just saw jokes at about every cutscene. And it just ruined the immersion.
I don't
Mhm.
see how that would ruin the immersion.
Well, brother, if you're like me and you saw the Jurassic Park movies, every last one, there ain't nowhere in there where there's just a bunch of random jokes that come out of nowhere with no context behind them.
Well, the context is, for the Lego game is the movie. Like if you watched a movie before you played the game, then you might understand some of the jokes coming along the way.
Uh, yeah, about that. Like, at what part does when in the first movie, oh, I already forget the guy, but he was with the lady who was with Alan Grant. He was the one who got ambushed by those velociraptors. Was the one that said "smart girl." I there is nowhere in
The
there a need for
raptor
a
hunter.
banana to come out of his gun.
You're talking about the raptor hunter, right?
And then later, what's another one that just didn't make too much sense? I can't remember. It's been so long since I played it on 3DS.
I know. I also played it on 3DS. I still have the game to this day.
Yeah, because I will admit the mechanics were good. I liked a lot of the extra things that they added into it. That actually helped a lot. But just overall, with the would have been better if they just didn't have as many unexpected jokes in every cutscene.
Mhm.
but besides that, there's one game from all this we can all agree on that was good, at least to us. That's Minecraft. Can't we all agree?
I agree with
I,
you.
I've been playing that game for 6 years, so I completely agree.
I've been playing Minecraft since the PlayStation 3 came when it came out on the PlayStation.
Like I've been playing
Yeah,
it since I ever.
that was about the time I started. Just I didn't understand the survival mechanics, so it wasn't until 2017 or 18 I got into it when I understood it more.
Yeah, here I actually started a world this year that I've been working on for about 4 months now, and you can even ask the host here. I mean, like I've done so much work on it and countless hours on it, and I actually have about 5 farms going. I actually have an automatic farm that can actually take out the crops by itself, but I still have to make the automatic thing where it crops. I mean, plants the crops by itself. But yeah, so far everything's been going well. But I died about 6 times today, and I almost about lost my way back. But luckily, I know my coordinates, and luckily my buddy, which is the host, actually showed me where the coordinates are, so that actually helped me a lot. So thank you for that.
You're
Because if
welcome.
because uh, because if I never knew about those coordinates, I would have never got that back, and I would have lost everything that I worked on for 4 months. So I want to thank you for that.
Heck, I will admit, if it wasn't for the host, I probably wouldn't even be on Minecraft. That's the truth. If it wasn't for this man right here introducing me to what I deem as one of the world's greatest games,
And
I
has
would probably
been
be
one of the
on
world's
it.
greatest games for over 10 years. You know?
Heck, it's
Yeah,
going bigger now since all these updates. I mean, like it's going even bigger
it,
than it was before,
yeah,
I
it's got
believe.
endless amounts of creativity. That's what I enjoy.
I mean, like and just also the newest update just came out, the Nether update.
Oh man,
And oh my
yes,
God,
nether
that's a whole
biome.
lot.
That's the best part.
Hmm. I mean, like
Makes it more
holy
suitable.
cow. Hmm. I mean, like, but it just seems like in this update, it just seems like the Endermen are actually more aggressive, like you said earlier, before we started this podcast.
Yeah,
You told
I
me and the
never
host.
expected to get to the end, and then all of a sudden, poof! I'm killed immediately just because I accidentally snap one look at one, and then the rest of them fall through.
Yeah,
Before it was
it's
always
like
that, always yeah, it was just that one Enderman you looked at would go and attack you.
Like I said, I don't know. I just looked at him, and then as soon as I turned to run away, the rest of them that were in my field of vision for some reason just came after me.
I mean, like I swear, this update. I mean, like I think the Endermen had been more aggressive now since after this update that just came out. I mean,
Then
like
again, that makes the end actually hard to beat, but that's the good part.
like I remember back then, about a couple months ago, I could actually kill the Endermen without them disappearing so fast. But this time, when I try to go hit them, they just disappear like really fast, and I can't really kill them. But they kill me now, so I think it's
Yeah,
kind of payback.
Normally for that
probably.
you'd have to have something over your head so that they can't attack you.
Yeah, but the thing I am using now is